and recover.
Sorry. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So that show up big means that Under Armour is going to be at the major sports events: soccer, Olympics, tennis, baseball, basketball, soccer, football. They want to make a big presence in all of these places for any sort of game that's on international television. Under Armour will be there. So that's what they mean by we will show up big. So they're a very motivated company. But they also stand for equality. And this is also interesting. The company recognizes that if they're going to be in markets in Asia, Africa, Europe, America, South America, then they have to have equality values. They see all people as equal, all athletes as equal. So that also has to be part of our resume. And so I put that in a sample resume too. All right, Trung Ta, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to read this? All right, I wrote. If you want, could you read from here to here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There's a lot there, but what if we take one statement from at least 3 of the 5 main Under Armour core values and summarize them in a sentence that we can put into our resumes. Fight on together. We help each other overcome obstacles. Could be rewarded in your resume as a sales manager at ABC company. I made myself available to the sales staff to help any member encountering obstacles. Stand for equality. We come together as for a force for good to serve the communities we represent. We could phrase this as at ABC company, our sales team recognize diversity in community in Vietnam, and we developed a sales strategy that are sensitive to each community's needs. We also recruited people on our sales force from those communities because they have valuable insights into the unique culture of those community. Sustainably, we work ethically and efficiently to perfect performance while reusing the earth resources. Put it into your resume. Example, because I read it on the phone. Could you please
Oh, okay. So it says put this into your resume.
I cannot.
Oh, there is it better? Sorry about that.
Yeah. Put it in to your resumes. As ABC company, abided by provide.
Abided by sustainability.
Yep, sustainability policy where we source our material from trustworthy suppliers who provide good working conditions and decent wages for their workers. Additionally, we constantly strive to cut down on wasteful practice in our production facilities, and we source our material from renewable resources.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. So, that's okay. We'll wait for that one, Trung Ta, because that's the next. That's something we'll do in about half an hour. This part here, good working conditions. When Nike, the famous sneaker company Nike, was making its shoes in Indonesia, the work conditions weren't good. The factories were too hot, and the women who were making the sneakers worked really long hours. And they said these conditions are not good. But I don't know if that's a problem in Vietnam. I think it's a socialist country, so your working conditions are much better for factory workers. I think you have better break times. you have air conditioned. But I'm going to check that just to be sure. Ton, would you say in Vietnam, because the government is strict, that workers in factories have pretty good conditions?
Um,
Like if they were making sneakers all day, would they have a break time for take a break, eat lunch? There would be good safety conditions in the factory.
I think they have time to break, but
Yeah.
like with mental health support, I don't think that they have.
Okay.
That's
It's just
only yeah, that's only in Samsung,
uh,
the company that they hire psychologists to support for worker
yeah,
mental health issue.
yeah. Because focusing all day on making something can really cause stress in the brain. So I think that's why Samsung does that. Yeah. Very good, Ton. Yeah, I know that they said in Indonesia and Malaysia, many women don't want to do the work anymore. So they have a labor shortage because they said they're tired of making sneakers all day on machines. So that's a big thing. So that's why they say we work ethically to perfect performance. This blue quote comes directly from the Under Armour website. So I have these 5 points and I'm going to put them into a sample. I've already done this. I'm going to show you the sample resume I made today. And so it's a basic resume, but I thought, well, let's change this a little bit and make it directly for Under Armour. Now, I can do this fast. I don't know why. I just work fast. I'm a fast thinker and I'm a fast editor. So I was able to do this. Oh, I spent about an hour on this today, but it was fun. It was interesting, exciting. So let's see. Mr. Tony, would you like to read for us again?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Tony, I created this resume for a guy called John Tron. And if you want, you can read as much as you want for this if you would like to start with the name.
Yes. Name John Chang. Address Ho Chi Minh City. Phone number 712903856. Email address chang@yahoo.com. Link profile. Objective. Results-driven sales manager with more than 12 years of experience driving turnover, revenue growth, and leading high performance, diverse sales teams, seeking a challenging role in a dynamic, progressive organization to fully contribute my expertise in strategic sales planning, relationship management, and team leadership to achieve sales targets and drive business success through ethical, sustainable, and community-oriented practice.
Yeah, so Tony, I put this, oh, I'm sorry, I put this in red here because this is what the Under Armour people were looking for. They mentioned ethical, values, sustainable, and community sensitive to local communities. So that's why I put that in red because I took that directly from Under Armour. All right, Tony, would you like to read the professional experience?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go.
Professional experience, sales manager, ABC Corporation, Ho Chi Minh City, January 2016 present, increased annual sales revenue by 35% through the implementation of targeted sales strategies and stressful sales training programs for the sales team, developed and maintained relationships with the key clients, resulting in a 25% increase in the client retention and effective sales training programs for the sales team, recruit members from Vietnam's diverse ethnic groups on a team of 20 sales representatives, providing coaching, mentoring, and performance feedback to support and drive individual and team success, coordinated with the research and development and purchasing sections to ensure our products we match with inputs from the environmentally friendly materials and to ensure our suppliers follow ethical business practice in the placement of their workers.
Okay, so again, I put all of this in red too because the Under Armour website in recruiting sales managers say they want mentoring and they want teamwork and they want workers to feel supported, that they could ask their manager for any kind of help. So I thought this was really important. So again, notice I didn't put Under Armour's name in here, but each of these are directed, targeting directly for Under Armour. All right, it's a little of my secret, you know. Just one other thing, Tony, before we read again. I noticed in your resumes, you all had your experience, but maybe it's an American culture thing, but do you notice they actually put their targets that they made, like their accomplishments? So my recommendation in your resume, it's okay to show your achievements and kind of saying, oh, I'm a great person because I did this, right? It could be like a Vietnamese thing where you just, you know, you want to be a little bit sensitive and you don't want to put that kind of stuff in a resume, but it's okay to put that in a resume, all right? Tony, would you like to read the senior sales representative?
Yes. Senior sales representative, XYZ Company, Hanoi, Vietnam, August 2011, December 2015, consistently exceeds the sales targets, achieving a 30% increase in sales volume year over year. Negotiated contracts and agreements with clients, ensuring favorable terms and long-term partnerships. Collaborated with marketing teams to develop effective sales collateral and promotional materials to respond to differing markets in Vietnamese communities.
Good. All right. Let's go to this one. Tan, would you like to read this? Conducted regular sales meetings?
Yes.
Okay.
Conducted regular sales meeting and performance reviews to track progress and identify areas for improvement. Education, Bachelor's of Business Administration, BBA, McQueen University, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Graduated with honors, May 2011. Skills, strategies, planning, relationship management, team leadership and coaching, sales, forecasting and budgeting, negotiation and closing skills, market analysis and competitive intelligence, excellent communication and presentation skills, certification, sales management certification, Microsoft software training, negotiation skills workshop, Singapore National University extension course, achievement, Ho Chi Minh Leadership Club Award for assisting junior sales team member to overcome obstacles. Regional Merit Awards for supporting business initiatives to employ ethnic groups in Vietnam while promoting sales strategies sensitive to its community needs. Official recognition for the Carbon Footprint Association for effort to use renewable material and energy inputs for ABC company manufacturing processes, recognized as Salesperson of the Year in 2022 for 3 consecutive years for outstanding performance and contribution to team success. Reference available upon request.
Yeah. So, Tan, do you see that the original Under Armour talked about supporting junior team members? So I put that here in the resume. and ethnic groups sensitive to local communities, and carbon footprint because of sustainability. So I hit all three of those again. And I keep mentioning them in my resume because I see that Under Armour really wants these qualities in their workers. So here's the red, the red, the red. That's just, making my resume as perfect as I can make it to the Under Armour company. So any questions, Hannah? Hannah's there. How about Lynn or Hannah? Would you like to ask anything? Because there's a lot of information, so I can answer any questions. Okay, Tom, did you have a question?
Yeah, so I want to ask what kind of different thing that's in CV and resume that's
this
resume needs to show. Yeah.
I'm gonna type it out here because it's crazy. It's Latin, curricula vitae. So it means current life situation or education of life. Vitae is life and curricula vitae. It's hard to describe this, but it's Latin. Let me see if I can just find this for you from Latin, if they do classical Latin on the Yahoo translator, which I think they do. I did this once before. And so curricula, I'm gonna just see how they translate this into English. Resume is the French, by the way, Ting. Curricula vitae or verite. No, I can't find it because my Latin isn't so good, but it's curricula vitae equals CV, and it's the same as resume. But it looks like resume, but actually if we put an accent, it becomes resume, the French word resume. So resume, I think resume. I don't have to translate that one. But if I did, I could quickly just check it here to go from English to Vietnamese, and it's, there it is, curriculum vitae. Yeah, okay, I was right. I just, a little bit of a spelling mistake, Ton. Here it is in English, well, Latin, curriculum vitae. And let me show you this in, I don't know if this translation's good in Vietnamese, though. You have to tell me. You might find it funny. Here's curriculum vitae. And is this right? Is that strange or in English?
Curriculum vitae.
Curriculum vitae. But I don't know if it's vitae, it's vitae, I think. Vitae. Vital details. Does that make any sense?
Yes. I think this is a Latin word. So in general, we call curriculum vitae. So
okay.
Even in Vietnam, so we said that as well.
Okay. Curriculum vitae. She says vitae, but I say vitae because it sounds better. It kind of sounds like vital details. Maybe vital details would be English for this word. CV, curriculum vitae, or resume. Okay, more questions? I can answer any questions because there are a lot of big vocabulary words in this. So we could define some of this vocabulary if you like. Let me ask Golf. Golf, do you think when I created this resume, the CV, do you think I did a good job of targeting it towards the Under Armour company?
I think it's really interesting, the thing that you presented today, because I understand more about the core value of the Under Armour. Because in general, just this is the brand and we see on the street, in our golf shop, something like that. But we don't know about the core value.
Yeah.
And I think it's good also to take the very nice word from core value to insert in our CV. I think, it's very smart.
I'm almost wondering if these core values for Under Armour could also be used in many other resumes if you like. Again, I'll make a PDF copy of this, and then by all means you can take anything you want from this and put it in your own resumes, what you like, what you would like to see. If you can put that in your resume.
Yes, please say first. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, anything we create in this class, it's yours to use because this is a workshop. And I get my sources from many different places. So please take as much as you want. I have no problems. Yeah, it's part of the course. Okay. All right. So the next step I would like to do with you is, would you like to use the Zoom chat? We have the chat box here. And can you write into the chat box? Let's do independent work together. Can you take about 5 to 10 minutes and write a company that you're interested in working for and try to think what their core values would be. It can be a company or an organization or a college you want to work for, like Vietnam National University at Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi. One of our helpers on Sunday afternoons was actually a professor at the National University. So she always had interesting ideas about that. She teaches there. So in the messages, can you think of a company you would like to work for and why? And then think of some things this company would stand for, that you would, their values, their core values. There's that word, core values. So let me think, a company I would be interested in working for if I were to be a trainer like I am now. I'm a trainer for Ms. Duke. I don't know. I like my position here, actually. I really enjoy talking to all of you. But if I had to do some more work on the side, I would do what my friend James does. I have a friend named James. He lives in London. He's a professional voice speaker. So I would like to do professional voice training, because you can see that my voice is not so good because I use it too much and it's dry. I would like to do professional voice training for voice acting work. And this is really interesting. The voice acting work allows my friend James in London to do the voices for many computer games. And he makes good money doing these voices. He can do all these crazy voices because he studied 10 years of professional voice training in London. He's my friend from Chicago, and he speaks with his American accent. So all of these computer games that maybe your children play or your teenagers play, my friend James maybe does some of the English voices for them. What's interesting, when I was teaching in Taipei in Taiwan, one boy said, "Wait, did your friend do the voices for the Lego toys?" I said, "Yeah, he did the computer game." And he said, "Oh, my mother made me play the Lego game so I could learn English. So your friend James was my teacher when I was a child." I thought that was really interesting because my good friend from high school was this boy's teacher. All right. So let me just ask you free question style. Tan, I forgot your resume, your background. You were sending to the professor on psychology and education. Was it, Tang?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what university would you like to work for? I'm going to stand up.
I'm not work for university. Like now I work for one clinic in Hanoi.
Okay.
Yeah. My vision is not to be a lecturer or teacher in university. Just the email that I write is that like the ask for the permission for you the skill to use in my research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember what was I remember you asked the professor for permission to use the what was it called? It sounds like a music thing.
It's like a resilience skill.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for adolescent.
Okay. And for that, your the students that you support in the clinic, they are with learning disabilities or autism?
No, they have like mental health illness, like kind of mental health disorder.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so,
my research is about like find out the relationship between resilience and psychology stress.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm trying to think if you had the core values, like Under Armour Company has core values. And I put in the chat core values for counseling mental health issues for teenagers or children.
Yeah, for adolescent children and
Adolescent.
Yeah.
So would you use teamwork in that?
Yes, maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
I think every job needs teamwork.
Okay. Reviewing cases. Do you look for improvements in the students?
Yes.
Okay. I'm asking, I did the work you're doing for about 5 months. I helped a student who had a lot of problems with ADHD. And it was pretty bad. He was 10 years old or 11 years old, but his mind was like a child. So he would do bad things in class. So I had to sit with him. And sometimes if he was focused or was in PE class and I had 45 minutes of free time, the school principal made me read his case files and review his case files. It was very difficult work. Yeah, because he had also severe psychological problems too.
Yeah.
And that was teamwork as well, because there were about 7 team members. He had a speech pathologist, motor skills coordination. He had a lot of problems, this boy. So
Yeah, I think core value of one psychologist is empathy.
Empathy, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Empathy. Does everyone understand empathy? Empathy. Can you Ting, can you type empathy into the chat? Can you type it in Vietnamese so people understand empathy? Thanks. This word is used a lot. I almost wonder if you could put this into a resume or CV also, empathy for social sciences or psychology. I think it's okay to put that in the CV, the resume. You could say, when working with children, I try to use as much empathy as I can, understand the stresses it creates for the family also, what the family's expectations are these realistic expectations? The family wants one thing, but you understand the student maybe isn't capable of that because of a cognitive disorder. Yeah, very good. So you and I are talking the social sciences now. It's good because, I'm sorry, Tan, but I did today was like a pure business resume stressing sports, sports company, right? All right, let me go down the line. Hannah, are you there?
Yes.
Hannah, I don't have access directly to the resumes right now, but what was your background, Hannah?
My background?
Yeah, like in what work are you working in?
Nothing.
What would be of interest to you, like for a company to send a resume to?
Maybe I want to be like a company, right?
Yeah, it could be like a dream job, something you'd really enjoy.
My dream job is flight attendant.
Oh, flight attendant, yeah, very good. Okay.
And about the companies, maybe Vietnam Airlines or Vietjet Air.
Yeah, very nice. So again, in your CV, would you stress teamwork, of course? Yeah, teamwork. If you put this in your resume or CV, you would want to talk about teamwork. But also Tron's idea of empathy, you would have to have empathy for customers. For special. Yeah.
I need the heights.
Do you know this one? Good physical stamina. 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 Let me see. For stamina, you have to be strong to be a flight attendant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this one, everybody. So stamina. And let's see what we have for.
Sự bền bỉ.
Yeah, stamina. Is that okay? Stamina. Yeah, so Hannah, you would have to have good stamina.
Stamina is like consistency or not?
Is that okay, Golf? My translation?
Yeah, I think it's okay. But is this word is like grape? Or I don't know.
Is it? How about just strength, right? Is that better?
Sức mạnh.
Strength? Or physical strength? So the reason I focus on the physical strength is because the students in Japan who want to become flight attendants, Hannah, the young ladies, they have to go through a pretty strong physical test. They have to do pull-ups because they work with luggage, with suitcases. They have to do pull-ups and chin-ups. They have to do a certain number of things. They also have to be at least 165 centimeters tall. So that's Hannah, are you 165?
Not yet. I'm just 157.
Okay. You know, you can always stretch, Hannah. You can always stretch. There's the famous story of a pilot who stretched and stretched, and he stretched 3 inches more to join the British Air Force in the war. Yeah. Hannah, there was one more. Oh, how about this, Hannah? Languages. Now, your English is good and your Vietnamese is good. Do you speak any other language?
I just know some words in Korea.
Okay, Korean is good.
Chinese.
Yeah.
I just know some words, not much.
Korean's good. Okay. So definitely put languages, but I noticed in your resumes, everybody, you included languages. People put French in theirs, German, English, Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese. So you know that languages are really important.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you did the interview, you would, have to say, why would you want to be a flight attendant, Hannah?
Because I like to travel and I like flying the sky.
Okay.
So, I really like the air in the sky.
Yeah.
So I want to be a flight attendant. And I really like rescue.
Okay.
Sometimes in the summer I traveling some country or province in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I enjoy like zip line or skiing or surfing on the beach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Do you know the expression attention to details? Let me check with Golf. Golf, do you know this attention to details or attention to detail?
Sorry?
Does this translation in Vietnamese sound good? Attention to detail.
Yes, I think it's correct.
Yeah, so for a flight attendant, I was thinking attention to detail, Hannah, is important.
I think it's important, yeah.
Hannah, there's that other one you said you really like sports, so I would put that under athletic. You say, I am an athletic person. Again, that would be actually good for the Under Armour thing as well. I'm an athletic person, right? Okay, very good, Hannah. Let's go to Golf again. Golf, you were in management, right?
Yes.
So you actually do the recruiting, you do the hiring?
Yeah, so at the moment, I'm responsible for the sales and marketing at the golf course. So sometimes I have to do also the interview, recruitment for the staff in the sales department.
Okay. And do people have to give you CVs, resumes?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you look for in a resume? This is the question to ask.
So I think Yeah, the first, I think this is the experience of the people. Yeah, the experience of the people.
Okay.
And also, I think the skill, the quality of the people, if this fit to the company, to the job, and also the objective, what they want to do. Yeah, so it's suitable. It fit for what we recruit.
Okay. What is their future in the company?
No, that means, for example, these people, they said that they want to do something like I think the first one, it is the objective of the people. So if this objective,
okay,
if this objective, yeah, it's suitable with the job and our company core value or not. So I think it's okay. So this is one strong point of the candidate. Yeah, and another, for example, the skill, the quality of this position, for example, for the sale, they should have active listening skill. They have very good communication skill, something like that.
Okay.
The leadership, if they have, so it's important. They pay attention to the detail. It is important also.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting this all in the chat if people are interested in golf.
Yeah. So it depends on the position that we recruit. For example, for the sales executive, so I think it's enough for the quality.
Yeah.
And for example, for the experience of the people, if they already work in the field, in the hospitality sector, in the golf sector, so I think it's a strong point as well, because they already have the network of the client. They know how to sell the product.
Oh, okay, yeah. Product knowledge, they call that. Product knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge. Okay. Lisa wrote, fit to the TOR of the position. What is TOR? TOR. Lisa, what is TOR?
Is a term of reference, I think.
Oh.
The term of reference.
Oh, term of reference. Okay. Term of reference. Okay. TOR, product knowledge. I'm trying to think. Do you know that word essential? This is a good, if you're recruiting or if you're applying, is essential. Usually for business resumes, they would say product reference, product knowledge. I'm sorry, product knowledge is essential. Okay, it means you have to have good product knowledge to be successful in this position. So I would change that into a resume to say, oh, I have excellent product knowledge. Okay, let me ask Tony. Tony, you are the nanotechnology person. Tony is far away. Hey, Tony, come back.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, you work with nanotechnology?
Yes, teacher.
And so could you give me some keywords that if you wanted to work in a really, you know that word, Tony, cutting edge research environment?
Also, the same another job, like we have to pay attention, or we need to patient to read some paper to get the ideas and find the new materials or find the breakthrough in your field. And then first of all, just repeat another experiments to double check or to how to say, to check that is it work in this environment or not. And then based on the basic thing, we have to find a new thing, or we have to slightly modify the results from another scientist.
Okay. So Tony, I put patient to work repetitively when you're doing the research. Tony, this is interesting for me because in Taipei, I worked with a teacher of physics. His name was Sean, very intelligent guy and very funny too. I liked him. And he said that he told his mother and father he didn't want to work in one of the top level Taiwanese circuit chip makers because he can't do the repetitive work. He's too much energy. So he decided to become a teacher because he doesn't want to keep repeating the experiments over and over. So this wouldn't be a good person to work in a lab like that. But he loves to teach the robot club. It's a class where they actually work on robotics at age 16 and 17. So they have to do lab experimenting with their robots, but it's not so strict. He doesn't have to keep repeating the thing. So yeah, so he wouldn't, I don't think he could work in nanotechnology. So he has an alternate career in teaching, which is okay because he's a great teacher. He's a wonderful teacher. I miss Sean. He was a nice guy. All right. All right. Let's ask Trong Ta. Are you there, Trong Ta? I'm just getting ideas for your resume building. Fong Vu, are you there? Fuang Vu? Hello, Fuang Vu. Hello.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So Fuang Vu, what field, what career do you work in?
I'm working for a bank.
Oh, a bank. Okay, excellent. And so are you in finance or accounting?
I'm doing in operations.
Operations, okay. And I remember your resume or CV. Fuang Vu, do you work in management where you have to recruit people and look at their CVs?
I'm a manager already, so
okay.
that I frequently had to take a look at the CV from the candidates.
Yeah. Hey, what do you look for in a good CV?
I usually to look for the education background.
Okay.
And also about the working experience.
Okay.
From the candidates.
Uh-huh.
Whether it's suitable with the available job that we are going to hire.
Are their skills suitable? All right. How about that, for example, the Under Armour mentioned teamwork. Do you think teamwork is important in the banking?
I think it's very critical, important for the for the candidate to own the teamwork.
Can some people work in finance and banking and operations? Can they work independently most of the day?
I think that some of the role would need the individual to work independently. But most of the job in the bank require the teamwork.
Okay. Very good response. I was thinking about that. Yeah. Okay. And let's see, what was the other one? There was the Under Armour mentioned teamwork. For your bank, are you also sensitive to community needs? If you have bank branches all over Vietnam, do you for organizations and planning and strategy, do you think that the bank has to be sensitive to what different communities need?
I think that we always encourage the employee to participate in the communities.
Okay.
Yeah, community activities, and we often organize every year for the community events for the bank.
So
because we work in the society and we want our staff will contribute to the society that we are working and living.
Very nice to hear that. So are they festivals or campaigns or that kind of thing?
We organize varieties of the during the year.
Okay.
So that all the employee can participate.
Okay.
And choose the one suitable for characteristics to participate in those events.
Okay. I asked that question because in Japan, sometimes local businesses will help do things like cleanup efforts in the neighborhood. So you'll see bank people or post office people actually cleaning up garbage or something because the image looks good for the community. I see that a lot in Japan.
Yes. We organize the events like the cleaning the beach.
Yeah. And then also
blood donation.
Yeah, blood donations. That's it. I was just
blood donation and the giving gift to the children or to the orphan.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Visiting the hospital and give it to the to those old patients.
Yeah. Very interesting. I'm enjoying the conversation with you because I'm comparing it to different cultures. I was a teacher in Saudi Arabia, and 3 times a year, families have to give donations to orphans and people in the hospital. The government demands, they say that you must do this because it's a strict Islam country. And so the students were telling me how they help with volunteer work. Wonderful. I put all of that in chat, by the way, Fu Hongwu. You can see that all in the chat. Excellent points. And that would definitely should be stressed in a resume. It's really important. If you say volunteer, then it's best to say, well, what exactly did you help in the volunteering? I think that's really important. Okay. How about Mi Lin? Are you there, Mi Lin?
Yes, I'm here.
Mi Lin, what are you interested in?
On what aspect in the CV or values? I'm not so sure. Actually, I am preparing my resume for a master degree of communication. So, thanks to that you emphasize the value and vision of the company. So I think I will looking for the value and the vision of the faculty in the university, so I can help. Yeah.
Did you say communication?
Yeah, I also mentioned communication in my CV because with social work you have to communicate a lot with the community, and especially we have language and cultural barrier with the ethnic people and local community. So so communication is a very important thing in my work.
Okay, so that's similar to that Under Armour website where they're recruiting people. They want sensitivity to different communities. All right.
Yes.
Lynn, what communities have you worked in with Vietnamese different ethnic groups?
Yeah, I work with some ethnic communities in Kon Tum province in Highland, Central Highland, Vietnam.
Yeah, I remember that.
They are Hare, Ayong, and Mernam ethnic community in Sudan group.
Okay.
Because in Vietnam, the government combined different ethnic community into one. So
Okay.
And some community in Central Vietnam.
Central Vietnam, yeah.
Yeah.
And is the unemployment rate high there?
Actually, I'm not so sure, but they are almost the farmer.
Oh, farmers. Okay.
Yeah. But under impact of urbanization and development projects, now they have facing difficulty in farming, and some people went to other province and went to the big city to do in other works.
Is climate change a problem also, Lynn, in the farming communities?
Yes, it is. Climate change is like an additional impact because because the climate change impact the weather and the timeline and seasonal farming.
Yeah.
So for example, the dry season lasts longer, so the farmer need to wait for the raining for plant the rice. But when the dry season lasts longer, they have difficulties in that.
Also, I was reading that there are only two, monoculture, Lisa, in the coffee farm, where the farmers depend on just one crop, coffee, because it's a big money maker. But that can be a problem if the weather isn't good. It's going to destroy their only number one source of income, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then also for the Mekong Delta in 2020, it was a really bad drought. So the government and the World Bank created a system. They told the farmers only 2 rice plantings for each year, because Vietnam and Indonesia can do 3 plantings. And the rice farmers said they couldn't make any money, but the government said the price will be higher for your rice. So with the 2 rice harvests, the farmers still made good money. That was interesting.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
because
the rice demand.
Yeah, the drought in Mekong Delta in Vietnam has been impacted by many factors, especially the hydrodam in other countries like Laos or Thai and others, and underground water in Vietnam in the region. Yes.
Okay, underground water, yeah. All right. And so final question, Lynn, because you answered so many questions. Yeah, Lisa, also salt water. That was another one. One of the students in another class, he said, can you check my paper? I'm not sure if he's in our class or another class. And so he put salt water and drought, Lisa, as his 2 big concerns for his work on the Mekong Delta. And so I helped him with his 2 or 3 pages that he wrote.
Yeah.
I forget his name. I don't know. I wish I could show you the paper, but maybe it's confidential.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm willing to help if I can.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, I could show the paper. Actually, his paper was to a foreign lecturer on the Mekong Delta, and I've studied that too myself. And it's a complicated problem because of the climate change, the saltwater intrusion that Lisa mentions, and the drought. The drought is also a really big problem. Okay, let's go back to 10 then. 10, we've done about 5 other groups. Let's go back to you if you're there, 10, if I pronounce your name, Tane. Hey, Tane, how are you?
Hi.
Tane, have you been following all my chats? I try to take what everybody says and put it into chats so you can see what direction we're moving in. So what are your impressions so far? We have banking, we have agriculture, we have psychology, we have nanotechnology with Tony, and business from me, business from Gulf. Trying to do as many mixes as I can. Academics and business and research.
Yeah, what make me impressed is the girl talk about the agriculture. So I can see, her patientness, something, and that how she love her job and want to support for the community. So I really appreciate what she shared.
Yeah. Huh. In teaching the students from Vietnam, I'm impressed with how updated your skills are. Some Vietnamese students say, well, we're a developing nation, but I think the education in the cities, at least, is very good, excellent education from primary, secondary into college. Even the young students have a really good knowledge of climate change, sustainability, teamwork. Oh, you like this one. Tan, you know this one from your psychology studies. Conflict resolution. Do you know the conflict resolution?
Yes.
How the younger students solve their problems. And 3 of the students said the teachers tell them you have to solve your own problems in class with your own corrections. Is this true?
I think it really depends on which school that students study, because in public school, so maybe because the teacher they are like they are really strict and kind of way in old thinking, but like in private school, teacher have more freedom to do and to support for student.
Okay.
Yeah.
Private school teachers have more freedom. Okay.
Like freedom means that they have time, because in private school there's only 20 or 25 students in one class, but in public school they have 40 or some class have 50. Yeah, so like in public school, teacher prefer that students show their problem by themselves, and all the way that they think that student need to solve the problem in right way. But we know that if in wrong way, it's okay, right? Because they learn from the failure. Yeah. So I think in private school, of course, that they have more high quality of education than public school.
I'm smiling because one young girl joined our writing class, and in her one paragraph, she said, my mother is upset because the private school education money is too expensive. It's really, really high. And her mother feels that it should be about 75% less. But I think that would be impossible for the school to lower the money, the tuition cost that much. It seemed like a psychology word, unrealistic goal. To ask for a 70% discount.
Yeah, private school in Vietnam is really like expensive, I think, because the school fee is quite of the same like learning abroad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said millions of dong, and she was upset by that. But I'll say this though, in teaching her for about 6 weeks now or 2 months, her English really did improve, and her writing skills really improved. She was extremely shy. Now she's more confident. Her English, spoken English and writing English is actually quite good. So I don't know. There's a question for all of you. Is it, in English, you'd say, is it worth the money? Is it worth the money for a private school education? Hey, let's ask Tony, my helper. Tony, do you think it's worth the private school education fees in Vietnam? Does it make a better classroom experience, a better student?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, teacher. Actually, it depends on the education system, and it depends on individual students. And I think all the education goes focus on improve or educate the students. So I think almost same or slightly different
Okay, so before I use that word essential, and that's, it's a good resume word, essential. They always say your English skills are essential, your writing skills are essential. For a private school teacher, Tony, do they have to have really good English skills? Like it's essential they have good English skills?
Yeah, in the private school, they recruit international teacher like American teacher or Philippines. So I think they have the accent and
Yeah, the
essential
accent.
skill.
Yeah. When you and I teach some of those children in the debate, or the other one is the writing especially, two of the boys have New York accents. It just really surprises me. They sound like young kids from Brooklyn, New York, that has a strong ethnic European accent. And when they speak, that little boy Tom was making me laugh so much when he was reading a story. It's the perfect New York accent. So, Tony, what do you think of the younger generation in Vietnam? Are they lucky that they can have these foreign teachers and speak with those great accents?
Yes, they are talented students, and I think in the next few years, Vietnamese will become a developed country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just laughing. There's that one boy. He is in the creative writing class on Monday. I don't know if you met him. His name is Roger. He's unbelievably intelligent, but Roger told our class of about 12 students that his English is better than his Vietnamese. So his grandparents are becoming upset that the boy can't respond to some questions in Vietnamese because he speaks English all day. So don't you think that's a little bit difficult situation too, Tony?
Yes, here there is a lot of international kindergarten, and they use English every day. So that's the reason why their English skill is very good.
Yeah, okay. Now here's Ten's background is psychology, so this is also for Ten. When I began teaching in Japan 32 years ago, we would teach at the English Center housewives classes for housewives in Japan. And the Japan system is that as soon as a woman gets married, she stops working. That was the system 32 years ago, but now that's changed. A lot of women are working now. But 32 years ago, the housewives class became a sort of a casual psychological support group where the women would talk about problems with their children, problems with their husbands, problems with their mother-in-laws. And we only had bachelor's degrees then in English and history, social sciences. So we had to patiently listen and pretend that we were psychology helpers. So Ten, that was like a real dilemma for us. We didn't know enough about psychology to really help these. Some of the women had really pretty bad situations. So the cultural communication was different. Yeah. Okay. So we have about 4 minutes left. Would anybody like to add anything? Thank you for doing this lesson on a Friday night. It's, you have a long working day and you still have time to do the sessions with us. Lisa, I haven't heard from you. How are you doing? Ms. Golf.
Yes, teacher, it's interesting for this.
Okay.
Yeah, all the thing.
All right. I was going to ask you, in Vietnam, because you have so many different ethnic groups and there are workers from the Philippines now, do they have culture sensitivity training in the companies? Culture sensitivity. For example.
Yes, I think for the big group with when we have many foreigner people, so sometimes we have. But for the 100% Vietnamese,
yeah,
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how about in Ho Chi Minh City, but before, so I work for 3 big group in Vietnam. So this is an international company. Yeah. So we have also this kind of training, a workshop for the cultural,
okay.
yeah, with the other
cultural
country.
Yeah.
But for now, I work for a Vietnamese group, a big group in Vietnam also, but we don't mention about this.
Okay.
So I think the staff, the people in the company have to find by themselves, learn by themselves.
Learn by themselves, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me put this as a final message. In your resumes, you could mention you have certificates. I wrote, you could mention I have to write this properly, sorry. Mention certificates where you have completed cultural sensitivity training. Okay, and that's for everybody to read. You know, as your skills, you could say, oh, I've completed a workshop or a certificate in cultural sensitivity. And then this would be for the one student wanted to be a flight attendant. Perhaps if you wanted to work in an international school in a place like Saudi Arabia or Qatar, United Arab Emirates, you could say, oh, I've completed cultural training. So that should definitely go into an effective CV also. I think that's really important because the workforce is becoming so international now that you might want to put that in there. Okay, any other questions? Just as my voice is going, tomorrow morning, I'm going to teach a group of students in the morning class, American accented English. And it's a bit of a challenge. One of the students has a learning disability, so he goes a bit slowly. So I have to, as a teacher, I have to use my own patience, my own empathy for the boy who needs help. Some of the students ask him to go faster, but I don't think he should go faster. I think he should go at his own pace. He actually has a speech difficult problem. So for American English, it is challenging for him. All right. So let's finish for today. I would love to say goodbye to all of you and give my voice a rest. So thank you so much, Tony, for helping as usual. Phong Vu and Dane, Lisa, Ms. V, Trong Ta. You're welcome. I want to say Lynn, thank you, and Hannah also. And I think Lisa and Hannah, Phong Vu, Trong Ta. Thank you, all of you. And I will see you next week in lesson number 6. And I will, and I'm going to make a PDF file. I will put it in Yalo for all of you to see the 2 things we did today, the sample resume and the learning objectives for today. Okay, I'll see you soon. And you can ask me any questions. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Good night.
Bye-bye, teacher.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Everyone.
Bye.
See you
Good
next
night.
week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.